What up? I'm B and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things YouTube drama and current events, but we do it in a way that is fair, reasonable, and as unbiased as we can be. So if you watched any of my previous videos, you know that this is a little bit of a different format, but I am currently filming on an iPhone, which kind of limits the amount of content I can make and the amount of videos I can get out. So in an effort to be able to make more content, I'm gonna try out just this kind of voiceover video. There's not gonna be any text that you have to read. You can just like plug this on, walk around, clean your house, whatever you want, and listen to it. So we're just gonna do that, and let me know if you like this. If you will watch this type of video, please do leave a comment down below and let me know either way, because if you will watch it, then I know that I can make more voiceover videos, and if you're not interested at all, then I'll know to knock it off and just be okay with making less. So that is that on that. Today we're going to be talking about the second episode in Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star's new series, the Beautiful World of Jeffree Star. The second one is The Secrets of the Beauty World. So we're going to go ahead and just do a brief overview of everything that happened in the video, and then we're going to talk about it. So video started out, they pulled up to Jeffree Star's, like all his warehouses where he creates the makeup, where they ship it out of, where they do killer merch, all that stuff. He bought a few new buildings, and it is crazy. There is so much space, and it's such a big area. It's so luxurious. So that was super interesting. They did kind of like a tour of that, and they showed part of the business meeting where they're talking about what names they have the rights to. And so they have the rights to conspiracy and controversy, and they're working on Illuminati, but they might be able to switch it up and do Illuminati, like T-E-A at the end. So I think that's really cool. I would love a conspiracy palette from Shane. Like, that's the name that for me, I was like, ooh, that sounds like Shane. So they talked about that. A lot of it is like going in and out of what they talk about in the business meeting, but some of the key points of that would be, Shane asked Jeffree how much he made, like, take home on his biggest palette. And this is a thing that a lot of people are completely stunned about. There's two things that people are really honing in on. And he said, give or take 20 million, like maybe $1 million less because, whatever, like this is just a rough calculation, but around 20 mil. And for me, I wasn't surprised. It's an insane amount of money. It is wild, and like good for him on having that much money. But so many people are completely shocked that that's how much you could make off of one palette. But for me, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's a crazy amount of money, but I'm also not surprised that that's how much he makes, because the beauty world, cosmetic companies, all that are very lucrative, especially when you combine it with the social media power of Jeffree Star. So that was super interesting. They're talking about what's going to be in the collection, how they're probably going to do a full, lips and an eyeshadow palette, and then Shane has the right to merchandise other things like slime or robes or whatever he wants, and that was really cool. They also talked about the cost of goods and how with blood sugar it's like $20 to make, and yet he charges a reasonable amount for it. He doesn't mark it up as much as other companies do. They threw some shade at Kylie Cosmetics, saying that hers are probably around $3 to make, and yet they're being sold for a similar price point. But Jeffree's are much more custom, much more of a luxurious experience to purchase if you get them from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So it really is interesting to see that, and I think that that's such a smart approach too, because the thing is, like, he's not making as much of a profit, but he's still making $20 million off of the biggest palette, so it's worth it to make less of a profit, especially on that much of a scale, when you're still making millions of dollars, but you are also, I don't know if it's out of consideration for the customer or if it's out of, I know that if I create this really luxury experience, more people are going to want to buy it. And so just by it being so high quality and high end and yet being more affordable, more people are going to buy it, and that's going to lead to more profit, or what the reasoning is behind. But it was really interesting. They also talked about Jeffree's beef with Too Faced, how they said Jeffree Star Cosmetics was clown makeup, and this is the other thing that people are really just going to town with, the fact that Nikki Tutorials, when she did her collaboration with Too Faced, it seemed like they really took advantage of her in a way. They paid her a $50,000 flat fee, which is, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of people's yearly salary. So it is a lot of money, but when you consider that they made over $10 million on the collaboration, it's really unfair. They definitely took advantage of her. I know that this came out a few years ago, so it could be that they didn't know how well a palette would do with an influencer, but at the same time, I don't think it's fair ever to just, I'm not in the business world, I don't do deals like that, but it's not fair to just say, here, you can have a flat fee, but we're going to continue to sell this and continue to make money on it, and we get all that profit off of it being a collaboration with your name, but you just get this small amount. I don't think that's fair, but a lot of people are really going in on that, and Nikki tweeted about it today, actually. She said, I signed my contract with Too Faced back then because I was naive and didn't know better. At the end of the day, I signed it. It's my own fault. But what I'll never forgive is that, quote unquote, allegedly, they changed the palette's quality behind my back. Thousands of negative reviews, and I was clueless. I had to see all these negative reviews while the palettes I had were outstanding. Quote, they lying in their videos to get views, end quote, is what I was told. I don't care about the money, but I had to fight years to prove my authenticity and gain your trust again. Now the situation is in the past. It was the biggest lesson I ever had to learn, but I'm glad it brought me so much knowledge. I am thankful to Ofra Cosmetics for showing me how it should be done. Glow babies, the future is bright. I have exciting things happening soon. And so I think that was a really good response on her part because, like she said, it is in the past and it is an amazing learning lesson. That's the kind of mistake that you make once, and then if you're smart, you learn from it, which she obviously has. She has a continued relationship with Ofra, so that tells you that they're probably treating her right and giving her a fair deal what she is actually worth. So moving on from that, they also talked about the deal points and what the percentages would be, how they would be split between Jeffree Star Cosmetics and Shane for the makeup, and then how they would split if Shane decided to do merch and fulfill it through Killer Merch related to the palette. So they said the average collab would get about 20% of the profits, and then Jeffree Star Cosmetics would get 80%. But because Shane has such a large audience, it would be more like 25 to 30 to be fair, just because Shane does have a lot more he has a bigger following, he has more influence, and this is going to be something where Shane's never done anything in the beauty world before, because you see certain collabs and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not super interested, I'm going to pass on this one. I know there's going to be something else in the future that maybe I'll like then and I'll get that. But with Shane, this seems kind of like a once in a lifetime thing, and it's going to be very cool, very out there. They showed some of the names that they're going to pick and kind of some of the color schemes that they're going for, so it's going to be like a collector's item, and they're going to sell a lot. I think Shane's worried that nobody's going to want to buy it, but judging by the amount of fans that he has, and just if you go on Twitter how many people are talking about this, I think a lot of people are probably going to buy it. So they talked about that, and it was very cool because, it's not cool that you could see Shane getting kind of overwhelmed talking about it, and he was like, I'm actually mad, like I've been getting screwed over. You would give me, because for like I said, for the makeup he would be getting 25 to 30% of the profits from that, and then if they did merch he would be getting 70%, and Killer merch would be getting 30. And you could see that he was just stunned. He was like, I've been getting screwed over so bad. And he had a moment in the bathroom where he was just crying, and he was like, I've been in business meetings where I've tried to get more and I've tried to advocate for myself, and people just tell me that's not how it works, but it's crazy to see, you know, my value being validated and having this generous offer, which it is absolutely generous, especially that they're bumping up the percentage. Like, that is a very fair, I mean, like I said, I'm not in the business world. I don't do like cosmetics deals, but that type of percentage makes sense to me because, like with the makeup, it's Jeffree Star Cosmetics. They're going to be doing formulating, packaging, shipping, customer service, all that. So obviously they get the bulk, but the amount of influence that Shane has and that he brings to the collab, that seems fair. That seems right. So it's crazy to me that somebody who has been in this world for as long as Shane has still isn't getting, like, still hasn't mastered negotiation for merch or for fees or for anything like that. Like, somebody who's been here for so long, who has such a big audience, who makes such like highly viewed videos, is still figuring it out. It's really just interesting. But so they had that, and it was a really sweet moment between like Shane and Andrew, and then going back in and him just being like, thank you, you know, this is really crazy, this is good. And so Jeffree kind of talked again about how, like, you changed my life after that first documentary, so now we're gonna change yours. Like, you're naive, but you're sweet but naive, and it's time to change that. So that was just really cool. We saw the first liquid lipstick shade, which is going to be Shane. It looks like a kind of like a shiny brown, kind of like a root beer candy. I'm sure it's modeled after his diet root beer, but that's what I thought of, like those little barrel candies. But they after that went and they were looking through, like, they look like paint swatches, you know, those paper, like thin paper strips with all the different colors on them. I know that's not what they're called, but they were going through those, picking out like shades that he would like and names, and it was really cool to see the process of that and see just kind of like spitballing, just being in a creative brainstorm. And then they also had flashbacks, kind of like a montage to earlier moments in Shane's career, which is really cool. It just evokes a lot of emotion, which it was meant to. So they did that for a few minutes, and then for the liquid lipsticks, they did reveal the names. They revealed how they were creating them, and so those are going to be Shane, I Gotta Go, Jeffree, WTF. I'm not going to say what WTF stands for, but you know what it is. They're going to have the full name. And then the other one's going to be Ryland. The other one's going to be Are You Filming? Wait, is that 6? Shane, I Gotta Go, Jeffree, WTF, Ryland, Are You Filming? Are there supposed to be 5? Oh my gosh. Well, whatever. Those are some of the names that they're going to be picking. I thought I had them all written down, but I'm not sure. So that may be all of them. It may not be. And then after that, they talked about Shane, just, again, kind of talking about how he's nervous for the palette, he's nervous for it to come out, he is already getting hate comments of people telling him that this is just a cash grab and all that stuff. But I don't know, I don't think it's a cash grab. I think it's an opportunity to expand and do something really cool, because if it was a cash grab, like, there's so many other things that he could have done to earn more money, to like make millions. He could basically sell himself out to advertisers, and, you know, like, I don't think it's a cash grab. But he talked about that a little bit. And then the last few scenes were Shane kind of like playing with makeup. He ordered some online. It looks like he ordered Jeffree Star Cosmetics because it got delivered with the other mail. So I think that's really cool that if he actually ordered it and like supported his friend instead of just asking for the money to be, or the products to be sent to him, I think that that's super cool. So he was just like playing around with the makeup, swatching, doing all that, and then they did kind of a preview for the next episode, which is going to be drama in the beauty world. So overall, I liked that episode a lot more than the first one. The first one was really interesting, but it felt, I don't know, I feel like the first half of it was kind of repetitive, just about being scared to fly and all of that, and so it was definitely interesting, and I enjoyed watching it, but I enjoyed this one a lot more. And I'm excited to see what else happens. Obviously, they're going to be talking about the James and Tati situation, Dramageddon 2.0, and everything that happened with that, so it's going to be very, very interesting. I don't know if this is going to cause another type of Dramageddon, or if like it's gonna happen all over again, you know, or if it's just gonna be like, okay, yeah, now we're seeing this from Jeffree's side. But my only hope for it is that people still remain objective when they see it, because there's like 3 sides to every story, as they say. You know, there's your side, my side, and the truth. So it's definitely going to be cool to see Jeffree's side, but just remember that that doesn't always, you know, don't take it as fact as this is exactly what happened, because obviously it's going to be played in Jeffree's favor because Jeffree and Shane are friends. So that's all I had to say on that. Anyway, I am super excited for the 3rd installment of this docuseries. I just think it's fascinating seeing the behind the scenes on everything, and how they, you know, set up the deals, and how they create the palette and all of that. It's going to be really fascinating to continue to see, and I like that it shows a different side of what you typically see from like beauty influencers on YouTube. So super excited for that. After the 3rd episode comes out, obviously we will talk about it here, but again, I just want to remind you to let me know in a comment down below if you are okay with voiceover videos, or if you find them boring, because I get that sometimes you want to actually watch somebody talk, but sometimes I will put on like Ashley Kyle videos and like, you know, go do other stuff, get ready, and it's nice because you don't have to worry about watching the screen and seeing if you missed anything. So like I said, just let me know down below, and that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love it so much if you would like or subscribe to my channel, and if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I love getting the chance to just hang out with you and talk about literally anything and everything. It's super fun, so thank you for that. And with all that being said, I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to go out there and be the voice of reason in a world full of crazy. Bye.